Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for our dearly departed review of round 35 and the games played this past weekend. Yes, I am aware Fulham have not played yet. It's 11:45 on Monday morning when we are filming this. However, with the schedule being what it is, we need to go ahead and get this one done because I dare say, very fatalistically, we might have a different type of video to film as it regards to Fulham. And we're going to have to do one of them for West Brom as well. A second dearly departed team relegated this weekend. Sheffield United are going to be joining... West Brom are going to be joining Sheffield United in the Championship. That was confirmed this weekend. But we do have some good news. Leeds, big win for them against Spurs, and they move back into the top half. Let's go through all of the action. We'll go through game by game. Before we do that, we must say thank you to our great friend, Jay Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us. Jay is our fan sponsor for the dearly departed shows this season. We thank him very much. Go and get involved over on Patreon if you would like to support my work here and the channel on YouTube. Here's your round 35 scores with the caveat at the bottom there. You can see that Fulham and Burnley have not yet played. It was Leicester 2, Newcastle 4 in a balmy game on Friday night, which was a bad result for West Brom, obviously, and Fulham, but all feels a little bit elementary now. Leeds 3, Spurs 1. Some solace for us there in that one. Sheffield United 0, Palace 2, Blades lose again. Man City 1, Chelsea 2, we don't care. Liverpool 2, Southampton 0. Saints still in it, I guess, if there are miracles at Fulham. Wolves 2, Brighton 1. Same assessment there. Brighton still in it down the bottom. Villa 1, Manchester United 3. Villa always lose at Villa Park to Manchester United. Will deal with that one in detail. West Ham 0, Everton 1 in the sort of upper top half. Arsenal 3, West Brom 1 is key for us as well. West Brom relegated. Fulham versus Burnley is tonight. As ever, we got 4 games to do with Fulham not having played just yet. And let's get into them one by one. We always go from the highest rank to the lowest. And Leeds and Villa are swapping places every week now, aren't they? So we are starting with Leeds. And it was Leeds 3, Spurs 1. And Leeds are mugging me off a bit now, aren't they? Because a few weeks ago, I suggested they might trend upwards now because of fitness coming back for players. Had some great results in some games where we didn't think they would get the great results. Then a little bit of a tail off after, and we're a bit worried about injuries and Rafinha and Costa being out and Calvin Phillips and all of that bad news. So I was back into, oh dear, I don't think they're going to beat Spurs. And then, as has been the pattern with Leeds at the moment, completely proving me wrong and getting a great win over Spurs with the caretaker manager in at the moment, a kind of in-between managers with Ryan Mason there, aren't they? But we'll take it on dearly departed. A great win for Leeds 3-1. There's the team. Meslier, Ayling, Llorente, Struijk, Alioski. I believe Cooper was back available, not selected. Interesting. Koch plays the deep line playmaker role in the absence of Calvin Phillips, who is going to come off the bench late in this game, as is Rafinha and Rodrigo, both earlier, and they're both going to, make goal contributions. So the front 5 there, Dallas, Roberts, Click, Harrison, Bamford. We should never question Bielsa, should we? I was trying to figure out what he did. If he can keep it the same, he'll keep it the same, won't he, from game to game. Big pattern there. For Spurs, Lloris, Aurier, Alderweireld, Dyer, Region, Lo Celso, Højbjerg, Bale, Ali, Son and Kane. A rather fantastical front 4, but they are not going to fire Spurs to victory in this game because Leeds are going to get the win. Here are the goals. And Stuart Dallas, this is good fun, this one, because Lloris has saved it. And you always want to do this as a player, don't you? Just lashes it into the roof of the net, Dallas. I know he's very, very close in, but I love the glee with which he just spanks that in. What a great season Stuart Dallas has had. And of course, the versatility is just hilarious now because he's playing right midfield. So, centre midfield, deep line playmaker, left back, left wing, literally everywhere other than centre back and centre forward at the moment. Just incredible season for Dallas, and what a player he's been for Leeds. He gives them the lead. Here is a sight you don't want to see if you're playing against Tottenham. Heung-min Son, clean through, nicely played in by Dele Alli, who you can see on the deck there. Of course, he's going to finish that one. Strokes it in 4-1-1. And here's one for you Leeds fans. And I'm speaking half in jest here, but I've spoken to many, many Leeds fans this season who've been absolutely fed up with VAR offside calls. Well, here's one that went for you a little bit. One of these incredibly tight ones. I don't know, is a toe end, millimetres offside. And do you know what? I was watching this and I had a bit of an epiphany because I've been saying all season they're going to make the offside rule subjective. They're not going to change it, are they? It just kind of dawned on me. Everyone's getting used to it now. None of the players complain anymore. The fans are starting to get used to these microscopic offsides. They're not going to change it, are they? Who knows? Anyway, that one, a tight one that went against Spurs in Leeds' favour. And here comes the second goal for Leeds. It's literally the most Bielsa goal you've ever seen. That's Pat Bamford sticking it in the net. But what I mean by that is, if you got me to describe the archetypal Bielsa goal, it would involve a bit of quick passing, probably a switch of play from Phillips either way, a player coming narrow, either often the winger, the fullback overlapping and being really high up in the box and squaring it for the striker to tap it in. They must have rehearsed that about 10,000 times, mustn't they? The most Bielsa goal you'll ever see. And Bamford, I've lost count, 15, 14, 15? So I don't know how many goals he's got this season in the Premier League. Superb, great sort of Bielsa, archetype of a goal, and Bamford sticks it home. And here's Rodrigo. We mentioned that Rodrigo and Rafinha would be coming on later in the game. They get the run down the left-hand side. Rafinha squares it across. And wise man say, good players make good shapes. Rodrigo's technique there. You love that, don't you? Perfect balance. Head in the perfect position. Knee over the ball. Foot planted. That ball's going in the net. You can tell, can't you? Great technique from Rodrigo. 3-1. Lovely stuff for Leeds. Very viable as well. Look at the shot map over there. Big chances created. Just the one for Spurs stands out a mile, doesn't it? Whereas you got plenty of big white spots there for Leeds on their 2.34 to 0.97 on the XG. And the rest of the numbers kind of back that up. 3 big chances to 1. 3 goals to 1. Great result for Leeds. And at the moment, whatever I predict Leeds do, they do the opposite. So maybe I should predict them to not win every week, which I did. And I hold my hands up. All part of the fun here. So Spurs 7th. We're not too worried about them with our dearly departed hats on. Leeds 15th win of the season. One fewer than Spurs. One fewer than Liverpool. One fewer than Everton. Great stuff. 50 points on the board. Tremendous. 3 games to go. Can they get to 55 over the last 3 games? Wouldn't that be a tremendous achievement for Leeds? And at the expense of dearly departed friends, rivals, Aston Villa Leeds move into the top 10. So, this is my happiness for the day. So, get your comments in. Leeds 3, Spurs 1, and Leeds in the top 10. And over at Villa Park, the team Leeds swap with in the top 10 is Aston Villa, who went 3-1 down against Manchester United in this one. They did take the lead, but another iffy result in a kind of slow end to the season in the absence of Captain Jack. I don't know why SofaScore are reporting no missing players there. I guess they've been told Grealish is fit. I know he is the elephant in the room. We talk about him every episode, don't we? But the quotes were Thursday. I think they play Everton. We may finally see Villa's talisman back. Still a strong team without him, and they did have a good win, didn't they, at Everton of late. Martinez in goal, Cash Kongs and Mings targets, standard. Louise McGinn, standard. El Ghazi, Barkley, Traore and Watkins. So they are only Grealish away from, I think, their full strength side. Manchester United, who are playing the games thick and fast. And this win stopped, well, coupled with Manchester City losing their game, stopped Manchester City being confirmed as champions just yet. Henderson in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw, Fred, McTominay, Greenwood, Fernandes, Pogba and Rashford. And a lovely goal by Bertrand Traore. Goes into the box. I think he gets a little bit of a good run on the ball in his favour there. On the left foot, and there's a lovely shot of this behind the goal. It is a brutal finish. Top bins, posting in, right in the top corner. Great start for Villa. Lovely goal by Traore. And as we've seen many, many times with Solskjaer's Manchester United, in away games especially, they go behind and come back to win. And sadly for our dearly departed sort of ites, if there are such people, this is the same pattern again today. Here's the equaliser. Douglas Luiz has a go at Pogba initially. Pogba turns back and Luiz doesn't need to go in the second time, does he? Plenty of cover. I know Pogba's a tricky customer and he could engineer a shooting chance there, but yeah, silly tackle. And here comes Bruno Fernandes. Hop, step, jump into the corner, sending Martinez the wrong way. 1-1. Here is Mason Greenwood, who I'm a great fan of, and with my England hat on, very optimistic. This guy is a great finisher. He really is. And they all tend to be left foot, right foot, drilled into the bottom corners, which whenever I've heard strikers speak, and speaking to Kevin Phillips as well, bottom corner, hard and low, when you can nail that shot, and as young as he is, a real sort of feather in the cap there for England and Manchester United. And in this game, 2-1, the score flips over. Well, here's one. Douglas Luiz close with Mason Greenwood. Big handball shout, not given. Is the arm in an unnatural position? Has the ball travelled far enough? I don't know. Could he have got it out the way? Honest, not deliberate handball. Does it matter? Is it creating a goal-scoring opportunity or a shot at goal? Oh dear. Let's not get our Manchester United conspiracy hats on. Personally, across the board, I don't really want to see penalties get given like this, but I do understand this narrative that gets forwarded about, oh, well, Manchester United always get lots of penalties like this. But I think, to be fair, they had one in the game against Chelsea that they didn't get, where the two hands kind of touched the ball at the same time, if I remember. So, yeah, you let me know in the comments what you think on that one. It feels like we've done handball to death this season, doesn't it? And Edison Cavani has done scoring this type of goal to death in his career. You can see Rashford there, 10, whips that one in. And Cavani's just proper Ian Rush style striker, isn't he? Just always darting about in the box, scoring within the width of the goal. Great header of the ball as well. 3-1 Manchester United. That is Villa done. It's not the action done though, because Dean Henderson and Ollie Watkins come together for a challenge here. I believe Watkins toe ends the ball away. There is no contact on Watkins from Henderson, and Watkins is on a yellow card. He's booked for diving. He is red carded. I guess the referee felt Henderson managed to pull away enough that the challenge wouldn't have inhibited Watkins had he wanted to continue, and given there was no contact and he could have continued, him going down was deemed simulation. Down he goes. We saw an interesting one. It was Forest and Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship a week or two ago, where it was Knockaert and Westwood, I remember now, where Knockaert had to literally dive over Westwood's challenge. There was no contact, but it was still a penalty, whereas this one, a little bit different in that grey area between a completely blatant dive and a close call. So there you go. Let me know what you think of that. Watkins, red card. He'll be out for the game on Thursday, suspended. Here are your numbers. Villa didn't create a lot, did they? 0.62 on the XG, and you can see not many big blobs on the shot map, and it was a brilliant goal that they did score. Manchester United, obviously numbers boosted by having a penalty. Butler, 18 shots, 7 on target. 2 big chances to nil, triple the XG number. Does sound like a viable victory, and when you factor in the other underlying metrics there with the possession and the corners and the passes and everything seemingly going in their favour, looks like a pretty viable result for Manchester United. So Villa lose for the 14th time this season. They're nearly mirroring Leeds, aren't they? 15-5-15, plays 14-6-14. So we do know a Villa winning the game in hand, and our two dearly departed sides do swap places once again. At the moment, though, Villa in the bottom half, Leeds in the top half. I said on the last show, I think, we'd love both sides to finish in the top half, but I feel it's going to be one or the other. And 3 games to go for Leeds, 4 games to go for Villa. Let me know what you think in the comments. It was Aston Villa 1, Manchester United 3. Okay, down we go to the bottom of the table, and we're just going to do a quick 30 seconds on Fulham, who play Burnley tonight. Obviously, Newcastle have won and have 10 points in 5 games. That will get you away from the bottom 3. Brighton lost. Southampton lost. Obviously, Burnley and Fulham haven't played yet. You can see Southampton will, though, have a game in hand later this week. So, the state of play is Fulham 27 points. Their maximum upside is 39. Therefore, as it stands, they could still catch Newcastle if they win. They could catch Brighton. Hang on, let me do the maths really quickly. So a draw and their upside maximum would be only 36. So yes, they do need a win tonight. And of course, the fact of the matter is they are playing Burnley, their nearest rivals. Therefore, if they do draw, Burnley get the extra point added on. The gap would be 9 points with 3 games to go. So it's not completely cut and dried. Look at the goal difference, minus 16, plays minus 20. But we are in the realms, if Fulham don't win this game, and it is a draw of Fulham, it's all done bar the shouting. They would then need 3 wins, 3 Burnley defeats and a 5-goal swing. And of course, the state of play is, were Burnley to win, they would go on to 39. Fulham would stay on 27 with a maximum upside then of 36. So the long and the short of it, I've gone round the houses to say, if Fulham lose tonight, they are definitely down. If they draw, they it's all bar the shouting and we're into the realms of mathematics. If they win, they are still in it. And of course, if they do win against direct rivals Burnley, a 6-point gap with 3 games to go. And you would think maybe they could get a 2-goal win. That would swing that goal difference back, because goal difference swings are much easier to facilitate when you're playing directly against the team. A 3-0 win and that goal difference is done, isn't it? You're adding 3 onto Fulham and 3 off Burnley. Can they do it or not? We will find out tonight. Don't know whether we'll be watching along or not. So much to do today, as you can imagine, with playoffs coming up as well in the Championship. So get your thoughts in on Fulham and Burnley tonight if you're watching this ahead of that clash. And we have 2 games to go that have already happened. And this is relegation for Arsenal. Not for Arsenal, for West Brom at Arsenal and Big Sam. It was Arsenal 3. West Brom 1. The Baggies up for 1 season. Come straight back down. Big Sam relegated, I believe, for the first time. Is it? Oh, someone will probably dig something out from 100 years ago somewhere. But, yeah, it's certainly in, well, probably a couple of decades, actually. And he's gone in at various clubs, Allardyce, as well, that have been in trouble. Blackburn rings a bell, and Palace, Everton he bumped them right up the table, didn't he? So he normally gets an improvement, and to be fair, that has happened, but they got him in too late, didn't they, by the looks of it? And when we look at the underlying numbers in this, you'll see what I mean, that there has been an improvement in West Brom. The style is kind of working, and maybe if they'd had him for the whole season, I suspect that's what he'll argue, and we now get into the clash. Should I stay or should I go for Big Sam? Here are your teams. Leno in goal for Arsenal. Chambers, Holding, Gabriel, Saka, Ceballos, El Neni, Willian, Smith Rowe, Pepe and Martinelli. For the Baggies, Johnston, Furlong, Ajayi, Bartley, Townsend, Pereira and Robinson wide, Yokuslu, Phillips, Gallagher and Diania. Here are the goals, and I've already mentioned the underlying numbers. We're going to get some quality finishing from Arsenal in this game to kill West Brom. There is Smith Rowe on the volley. You can see Saka, number 7, right on the left-hand side as you look, has crossed that in. Smith Rowe arriving, volleys that one home. Was it Smith Rowe that scored on loan for... Who would have been on loan at? Huddersfield against West Brom at the end of last season when Leeds won the title. I think he might have scored in that game as well. I'm trying to recall. Anyway, he opens the scoring in this one. Good arrive, good volley. And then just a brilliant goal. This by Nicolas Pepe. Comes inside, left foot. Bends that right into the far corner. Very, very low percentage chance. Very, very good finish. Speaking of which, Matías Pereira has done his value no harm in the past few weeks. Big Sam's really got a tune out of him. Great dribble, and he finds the bottom corner there on the run, surrounded by players. Look, 4 in close quarters. He is a highly, highly saleable asset. Will he want to go back down to the Championship? Buendia went back down with Norwich and stayed and dominated, didn't he? He was too good for the league. You would think Pereira would be in the same camp. Can West Brom keep him? Will they keep him? Will Pereira stay? Let the conversations begin, I suspect. And another brilliant goal from Arsenal. Willian, right-footed free kick, bends that right into the top corner. You can see where Johnston's positioned. Has to be a really good strike. Curves it away from the keeper and into that side netting. It's a great goal. And 3-1. And West Brom are down. Commiserations to Baggies fans. There are the numbers. And do you see what I mean? Look at those 3 big blue blobs. Chances ahoy. 3 big chances to 1 in West Brom's favour in this game. And Allardyce will argue, and I would argue, honestly, that the game is predicated on, overly simplistic maybe, but good teams create lots of good chances and they don't concede many good chances. I know a lot of people get upset and emotional about XG. I can't quite see why. I guess it must just be a change thing and they're not used to it being explained that way. But it looked like Allardyce was starting to get a pattern in games where West Brom were starting to create more big chances and concede fewer than their opponents, which in the long term, and these type of metrics are good measured over the long term, not just a single game like people like to throw out, but what happened in this game? Well, yeah, go figure. Over the long term, I think it probably would have worked, but like I've said a couple of times already, too little, too late, and he probably arrived too late. We will do a full analysis on West Brom's relegation, possibly this afternoon if I get time. It's going to be such a busy day, and we're hearing someone might be out of a job in the Championship as well later today. So, yeah, plans can change, can't they? Plans can change. Let's have a look at the table, and I don't have the table. How unprofessional of me. Can we get it from, let me just scroll back into, I don't know why I haven't scrolled forward. We'll go back all the way into, there we go, we'll use the Fulham and Burnley table there. Sorry, it's on a slideshow. So you can see West Brom 26 points. Their maximum upside is now 35. They are down, and it was a single season. Sorry, as I'm going to scroll all the way back through my slideshow before we get there. And get your thoughts in. We'll do a full analysis on it. So get your thoughts in on Arsenal 1, West Brom 3, and we'll do a dedicated video on West Brom season and their relegation. Finally, another defeat for Sheffield United. Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 2. We won't labour on this one. The nightmare is nearly over for the Blades. Ramsdale in goal. Basham, Egan. So just O'Connell now looking a bit more similar. Bulldog, Stevens. Brian in there in O'Connell's position, so to speak. Fleck, Norwood. Berger starts a game. Great news there to see him back. Burke, McGoldrick. For Palace, Guaita, Ward, Koyate, Cahill, Mitchell, Eze, who's on fire in this game, Milivojevic, Schlupp, Zaha, Benteke, and Townsend. And I suppose we can, got plenty of Championship followers who watch this stuff. We can enjoy Eze whilst trying to not be too tough on poor old Sheffield United fans who've been through the mill this season. And it's Eze doing the Eze glide. The way that guy carries the ball is beautiful to watch. Plays in Benteke, who hits the shot, and symptomatic of Sheffield United's season. Bulldog there, wrong place, wrong time. Just deflects it a little bit to put Ramsdale off and, you know, cause, effect. You're too deep, you're in the wrong place, you're chasing your tail, I don't know. You put yourself in a bad position in the first place. Deflections aren't always bad luck, and you do often find teams down the bottom have a lot of them go against them, and often it is bad practice rather than bad luck that causes them. But I'm sure many smarter people than me have done many a more cogent analysis of that phenomena. And it's brilliant again from Eze. What you don't see here is he's picked the ball up inside his own half, right by the touchline, and I'm going to say glide again through the pitch. And again, it's a deflection. I guess it must come. Is that... I don't know who that is facing up. It's a bit blurry. Although the challenge for the ball is that Keane Bryan. I don't know. I'm struggling with identifying Blades players here off the cuff. But little nick. But I suppose Eze deserves his bit of luck. And it deflects into that far corner. There are the numbers. And you can imagine it's been a similar story. No shots on target for Sheffield United. 3 big chances to 1.83 to 2.58 on the XG says. A comfortable win for Crystal Palace. And the table is not comfortable for Blades fans to look at. 28 defeats in 35 games for Sheffield United. They've got 3 more to go to see if they can get to 20 points. Can they get a win before now and the end of the season? Palace, nice and safe as ever with Roy Hodgson on 41 points. And for you dearly departed Blades fans, obviously plenty of coverage in the Championship for Sheffield United. We say the same for West Brom fans now. But get your comments in if you want to. I think Blades fans mentally stopped analysing stuff after that. What was it, 16-17 game winless streak at the start of the season, didn't they? So I don't blame you, and I'm sure we'll get a bit more of a conflab going next season. But if you want to, get your comments in. Sheffield United 0, Crystal Palace 2. That's our show. Thank you again to Jay Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us, absolutely not. Please go and get involved over on Patreon. Numbers go up and down as the season ends, so I understand people take a break from football now for a while, and hopefully we can get a nice boost on those Patreon numbers. Really, really helps me out going forward, trying to make this my full-time or part-time living. We're getting there, but I do honestly need your help at the moment, so patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you everybody for watching. That was our dearly departed Premier League review show for round 35. Debate in the comments, and we will see you. Probably won't preview the midweek stuff because we just got Villa playing, so we'll probably see you on Friday, frankly, for maybe we'll put a Villa review and then the preview all in that one show. We'll figure it out as we go, although I'm having a jab on Thursday, so apparently I'm not going to feel very well on Friday morning, but hey, fingers crossed I'll still be all good to continue this. Thank you everybody for watching, and it is an over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.